Dear all, welcome back to EduArchs. Today in this video, we are going to see a complete set of structural drawings for a building constructions. So structural drawing has all these set of drawings. So it starts with centerline drawing, footing drawing and plinth beam drawing for the foundation level. And for the roof slabs, you have a typical roof slab drawings like ground floor roof slab, first floor roof slabs and headroom slab drawings. Then staircase details, lift well details, sump drawing, overhead tank details, lintel details and common wall details. Let's see the drawing examples. Today in this video, we are going to see the sample of ground plus 2 structure, ground plus 2 residence structure. So as you see in this image, its ground floor has 2 car parking in the front and rear we have one servant quarters. And then the first floor, living, dining and kitchen are together at the rear side of the staircase. And in front we have bedrooms and toilets. And second floor we have family room with 2 bedrooms on both the sides. And at the terrace floor we have staircase. So for this set of plans we are going to see the structural drawings. Talking about the structural drawing, centerline drawing, it starts with the centerline drawing. So the components of the centerline drawings are, so the centerline drawing has a column schedule. So the column schedule will give you the details of the number of columns you have in that particular site and the column details and the sizes of the rods as well as the number of rods is mentioned in the column schedule. And it has a general notes which covers the grade of a concrete and the grade of a steel, as well as it indicates the reinforcements of the clear cover for the footing, column, beams, slabs, sunshades and base slabs, everything. And lab length is also given in that general notes. So in a centerline drawing, the purpose of centerline drawing is to mark the column on a site with the help of grids mentioned in the centerline drawings. Usually, the column has 2 grids running in a horizontal direction as well as in vertical direction. So usually this grid will be 4.5 inches grid for the 9 inches column. So see here for the C1 column, the grid is marked from here it is 4.5 inches and in the longer side it is marked from one end to the other end of 4.5 inches. So usually the grid will be named at the bottom side as in the numbers like first 1, 2, 3 and 4 grids, and vertically it is named as A, B, C, D, etc. So the column name will be judged from the direction of the grids running on the sides. Like if this column is named as 1A column, as well this column is 4A column likewise. So with the help of these grids, we will mark the column position on a site, and the setbacks will be given. Setback dimensions will also be given in the centerline drawing itself for the positioning of building. So along with this, a typical foundation detail is attached with the centerline drawing. So it gives you the detail of the pit size. So here you see the natural NGL, the natural ground level is marked, right? So from the natural ground level, you have to dig 5 feet 6 inches. So after digging up, you have to fill it with the sand for 3 inches and PCC bed for 3 inches to make it level it. After that, you have to place your footing. So the actual depth of the footing is 5 feet. So these are the details you have in your centerline drawing. So your centerline drawing has a column schedule, foundation depth details and general notes. After the columns are marked, you have to go to the footing drawings. So the footing drawing has the following details, like it has a footing schedule. So it gives you the name of the different footings like F1, F2 and F3 and how many numbers of F1 are there in the site is mentioned in the footing schedule. And in the footing sizes, they will be mentioning the sizes of PCC as well as the sizes of RCC. And depth, you have capital D and small d. So it represents the slope of the footing. So here from the finished PCC level to the top of your footing is capital D and the edge is mentioned as a small d. So in our footing schedule, the capital D is mentioned as 2 feet, whereas the small d is mentioned as 6 inches. You have to slope it from 2 feet 6 inches to 0 feet 9 inches. And footing reinforcement is also mentioned in the footing drawing itself. So it is 10T at 8 inches center to center. It means that 10 mm diameter rod is placed both ways of 8 inches center to center. So in a footing drawing, you can see the footing mentioned with the dimensions. So in a footing drawing, you can see the dimensions given on the both sides. Like if it is a eccentric footing, it will be mentioned one side as a 1 feet 6 inches, the other side it is 3 feet 3 inches. Likewise, if you look into all other footing sizes, the sizes and the setbacks of the footing will be given. See here also it is mentioned. And here this footing has one side 1 feet 6 inches, the other side they have mentioned is a 3 feet 3 inches. The overall footing sizes is 6 feet by 5 feet. Sometimes they are given a combined footing also. This F3 combined footing detail is also given in the footing schedule itself. So this is all about the footing drawing. And next we move on to plinth beam. So talking about plinth beam, the role of plinth beam is in a ground floor is to connect all the columns together, and the second role is to transfer the ground floor wall loads to the columns. Otherwise, without plinth beam, if you construct a wall, sometimes the settlement may happen and walls may show some cracks. So instead of avoiding the cracks in the walls, we can build a wall over the plinth beam. So the detail of plinth beam is also given here. Generally, the plinth beam has a common detail where they have two plinth beams given. PB1 for the longer spans like 10 to 15 feet longer connections, and PB2 is for the shorter span connections which is less than 10 feet. And one more detail they have given is staircase double bar details. So the base slab of the staircase has to rest on the plinth beam. So for that they have given a separate details for that. So here it is shown. So the plinth beam is mentioned here as a PB1. The staircase plinth beam, since it is a 7 feet short, they have named it as a PB2. So base slab will be resting on this PB2. So they have leave doubles here for the base slab, which is mentioned as 10 dia rod at 6 inches center to center. In case if they are raising the plinth level above 3 feet from the natural ground level, they have to construct a tie beam. So the tie beam details is also given along with the plinth beam drawing itself. So the tie beam usually will be 9 by 6 inches depth, where they have given 3 10 mm rod at the top and 3 10 mm rod at the bottom, with a 8 mm distribution rod 8 inches center to center. So this is all about the centerline drawing, footing drawing and a plinth beam drawing. Let me show you some examples, some photograph examples. So now we will see the slab drawings. So in a typical roof slab detail, the details given were like the slab thickness, which is given as a 5 inches, and the roof beam details will be given. So in a slab drawing, it is mentioned that all the beams are named as B1 and B1A or whatever names as given by the structural engineers. So the details of B1 or B1A, whatever, will be given in the bottom of the sheet itself. So this roof beam section shows that B1 is 9 by 15, where three numbers of 16 mm dia rod will be placed at the bottom and 12 mm dia rods placed at the top, with a 8 mm rod 6 inches center to center will be the distribution rod. Likewise, the other beam details will also be given, like beam 2, beam 3 we have beam 3 and beam 4 we have. In some cases, they will be given a C beam, concealed beam. So the concealed beam details is also be given. So usually the concealed beam will be the same size of your roof slab thickness, which is 9 by 5 inches. So they have given a 3 numbers of 10 mm rod, top as well as at the bottom, and the distribution rod of 6 inches center to center. So in your roof slab drawing, it has all details like the span is given, as well the beam names, and the rod placement is also given, and slab rod is directly mentioned on the plan itself, like when you see here, right? So the vertical will be 10 mm rod, 6 inches center to center spacing, and the horizontal rods will be 8 mm rod, 6 inches center to center spacing. Likewise, all slabs will be given a rod details. Wherever the toilets are coming, the sunken is mentioned, so it will be marked in a cross pattern. The toilet sunken is mentioned as 10 inches, and OTS will be marked as a cut open slab. The same way, the staircase areas also mentioned as a cut open for the staircases. And your balcony portion will be mentioned as a sunken of 4 inches. So other general notes will be added in your slab drawing. Likewise, your other floor slabs also mentioned the rod details. You see here, if it is both ways 8 mm, it is mentioned as 8 mm rod both ways, or it is span, or it is given a different dimensions like 10 as well as 8 is also placed. Wherever concealed beam is required, they will be marked, highlighted separately. As well, the balcony rods is shown here. So these are the details for the slabs. And let me show you the sample photographs of slab drawings. So far we have seen centerline drawing, footing drawing, plinth beam drawing, and the slab details. Now we are into staircase details. So in the staircase, details required are like the staircase headroom slabs will be mentioned in the staircase details section, since there is no separate slab drawing for that. And staircase section is detailed out. So each flight is detailed out. So we have 2 flights, flight 1 and flight 2. So their base slab rod details are clearly shown, and the thickness of this base slab is 6 inches, and the rods will be placed like 10 mm rod as well as 8 mm rods will be used for both the flight 1 as well as the flight 2. So this staircase section has all related details, required details for the staircase constructions. After staircase, we are looking into the sump drawings. So for the sumps, they have given 2 set of drawings, sump base slab drawing and sump cover slab drawing. For the sump base drawing, they have given 6 inches thickness of 12 mm rod at the bottom side both ways. Whereas for the top slab, they have given 6 inches thickness of 10 mm rod at both ways. Along with the sump drawing, they will be given a footing section along with the sump footing section. Usually the sump footing section and the isolated column footing section will be at the same level. So it is like from the existing ground level, it is 5 feet as given for the footing. The same way our sump is also designed. So along with the top filling 2 feet, we will get the dimension of sump as 10 feet by 7 feet by 7 feet, which will cover almost 30,000 liters capacity of water. So these are about the sump and the footing sections. So next we will see the lintel details. So up to 6 feet length, this detail is applied for the 9 inches wall. Likewise, they will be given for the 4 feet as well as the 4.5 inches wall details for the lintels. And finally, the compound wall details. So individual pillars, the pile details will be given. The pile details is like 9 inches dia pile of 12 mm rods is placed. Over the pile, the plinth beam is constructed. Over the plinth beam, they will construct the walls for the compound wall. These are the details for the compound wall details. Let's see some more photograph examples.